Let's go over everything we learned from the Bushido strategy presentation. Just to get this out of the way, as it doesn't affect standard, Bertoa is banned in premium and there are no new restrictions for V or standard. I really wish they said something about V, but oh well. Here are the new units. We got Hisuian Decidueye, a chess piece, Willstrow with a different pose, Galamon from Digimon, Labyrinth from Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Zorga, again. Alright, jokes aside, these are honestly some very cool designs. I just wish that they promoted new units for Brandgate and Stoicheia. I'm sure there's gonna be new decks to build from the new set, but yeah. Having seen these units before, it just felt kinda underwhelming compared to the rest. Speaking about the new set, we have confirmation on the first booster set of the DivineZ era. We get lyrical and main booster sets now. That was one of the problems I mentioned in my hopes for the new series video. And I guess Bushido agreed that it was just too hard to balance an entire nation when they only get support only about half a year. What I want to focus on is the rarity distribution. On paper, it looks pretty bad. There are 18 types of triples, 24 doubles, 24 rares, and 72 commons. Once again, I really don't like how there are the same number of rares and doubles. It just doesn't make sense to be pulling rarer cards at the same rate as not so rare cards. Let's hope that they adjust the number of triples you get per box, or else cards would be much more expensive. They also confirm reprints for overtriggers, Sag. I'm hoping that some of the new mechanics which we will get into will decrease the rate of how much overtriggers will affect the game. And we also get new PGs with the same effect but different art. Also really cool that we're getting nationless triggers, maybe they'll come in handy sometime in the future. So the new units will be used by the new characters from DivineZ, which means that the cover art units from the quick start decks will just have some generic effect. Since it's also confirmed that in the first episode of the anime, the characters will be using the decks to explain the rules and later replace them with their own cards. So is there any incentive in getting these decks if you're not a beginner? Well, actually, yeah. First off, we get effect triggers and PG reprints, as well as a chance to get an Elementary Sanctitude. Thank God these weren't more promos, that would have been just bad marketing. Let's go over the rules update. First, your main deck will now be 50 cards instead of the 46, since you had to take out 4 slots for the right deck. This is a great change. It lowers the chances of drive checking triggers by actually quite a lot. If you do the math, if after mulligans you don't have any triggers in hand, for your first damage check or drive check, you have a 16 out of 40 chance of hitting a trigger, which is 40%. But now with the change, it's 16 out of 44, which is around 36%. A 4% decrease is actually pretty solid. Also, there are decks that were just struggling to fit everything in the 46 card main deck. Just think about it, you had 16 triggers, 4 BGs, which leads to only 26 spots in the decks to play around. Decks like Ava and Jiva that want to be versatile will benefit greatly from this change. Also, I'm hoping that with the new cards, there will be more decisions that can be made when deck building. Right now, a lot of decks would probably just want to slot in 4 of the generic cards just to meet the deck building criteria, like the Psychos or the Carbuncles. One underrated rule change is that players now get to choose who goes first or second. It doesn't matter what you use to decide, like rock, paper, scissors, or die rolling, but the winner now has the option of selecting second. This is amazing, especially if you're playing decks that want to go second, such as Stride decks or grade 3 units that say when your opponent is on grade 3. This is just an extra layer of decision making that was lacking in standard. Now onto the new mechanics that were announced. First, we have the Divine skill. So it's only confirmed that this skill will be on the 6 units, and it will be something that can only be used once per fight, like V-Star power from Pokemon. We haven't gotten any spoilers on what these mechanics might be or if you can only use it on your turn, but what I will want to see from these skills is something defensive. For example, nullifying an opponent's triggered effect, or look at your opponent's top card and bottom it. If it's another offensive skill, please be something interesting and not just like plus 5k to the whole board. I hope this mechanic gets implemented more to other units and not just for a select few, as once again, like I said a million times, we need more deck building options. And we arrive at the main topic, which is the energy generator system. When you ride into your grade 1, you automatically get this energy generator crest. And if you went second, you can energy charge 3. So there's this snake ladder thing you can have to keep track of the energy counters you have, or these token cards that you can use as well. You can have up to 10 energy. And at the beginning of your ride phase, energy charge 3, and also act once per turn, cost energy blast 7 to draw a card. So it's kinda like Speed World in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is very interesting. It's incentivizing people to go second, as you can draw another card a turn faster than the player who went first. Right now, we only have one other card that interacts with the energy system, which is this unit that says continuous on Vanguard Circle and Rearguard Circle. When you will ride from the right deck, you can ride with Energy Blast 4 instead of choose a card from hand and discard it. And auto, when this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle or put on Guardian Circle, cost Energy Blast 2, and this unit gets Power plus 5k, Shield plus 5k until end of turn. Right now this unit's okay, and I don't think decks would really want this card, but there's a lot of potential in this system. We can get an energy-based deck where it's all about juggling resources and how you manage your energy system. We might get blitz orders with more powerful effects that require us to energy blast. Maybe retire a unit during the battle phase? There's such a big design space that they can now explore. And that's everything we saw in the presentation that's relevant to the TCG. What do you guys think about the changes coming to DivineZ? Are you excited? Or are you hoping for more updates? Let me know and I'll see you all next time.